Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Gina Rifda and I am from class 2A. This is my public speaking assignment that I would like to tell you a story entitled The Three Little Pigs. Once there was an old sow who had three little pigs and didn't have enough food to feed them. So when they were old enough, she sent them out into the world to look for the luck. The first little pig was very lazy. He didn't want to work at all, and then he just built his house out of straw. The second little pig worked a little harder, but he was a bit lazy. He built his house out of wood. Then they sang and danced and played together all day long. Meanwhile, the third little pig worked hard all day and used bricks to build his house, complete with fireplace and a nice chimney. Looks sturdy and it can withstand strong winds. The next day, a wolf happened to pass by the path where the three little pigs lived. He saw a straw house and smelled pig in it. He thought a pig would be a good meal for him and he started to drool. So he knocked the door. Little pig, let me in, let me in. But the little pig saw the wolf's big paws through the keyhole. So he answered back, No, 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 not by the hairs on my chin. Then the wolf showed his teeth and said, And then I huff and I'll puff and I blow your house down. So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house. The wolf opened its jaws very wide and a bit as harder as it could. But the first little pig ran away and hid with the second little pig. The wolf continued down the path and passed the second wooden house, and he smelled the pig inside, and he was drooling again, and the thought how was delicious his dinner was. He knocked on the door and said again, little pig, let me in, let me in. But the little pig saw the wolf's pointy ears through the keyhole. So they answered back, No, 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 not by the hairs on my chin. So the wolf showed his teeth and said, And I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I blow your house down. So he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house. The wolf was greedy and he tried to catch Bob Pig at once, but got neither. The two little pigs rushed away as fast as they could. The wolf chased and almost caught them, but they made it to the third little pig's brick house and closed the door before the wolf came. The three little pigs was very frightened. They knew that the wolf wanted to eat them. So the wolf knocked on the door and said again, little pig, let me in, let me in. But the little pig saw the wolf's narrow eyes through the keyhole. So they answered back, No, 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 not by the hairs on my chin. The wolf showed his teeth and said, Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Well, he huffed and he puffed and then he blowned, but he couldn't tear the house down. At last, he was so out of breath that he couldn't huff and puff any more. So he stopped to rest and thought a bit. Not long after that, the wolf thought to go into the chimney. But when he climbed Onto the roof, the third little pig lit a fire and put a large pot of water to boil. Then, just as the wolf descended from the chimney, it fell straight into the boiling water. So the little pigs closed the pot, boiled the wolf for the supper. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.